Hello, everybody. I guess we're 1 o'clock exactly, and let's wait like a minute or two real fast to get our people joining. Whoever is coming, maybe minute or two late. Let's give us a second. Okay, let's get this started. My name is Ranol Kaseväli, and I'm the board member of Everaus. And today we'll talk about a little bit of our new bond that is issued and getting onto the Nasdaq market to trade. And I'll give you a little bit of overview of Everaus to start off. Then we have our CFO talking through all the numbers, and then from Redgate, who is putting this bond together, we have Valeria in the end giving the overview of the bond and how to actually take part of it and how you can actually purchase these bonds and a little bit of disclaimers also in that. I start with a disclaimer myself, is the fact that everything we say, we don't, I can't say as a board member that yes, come and put money into Everaus and invest into Everaus and buy these bonds. So that's everybody's own decision. So when you make these decisions, just read through the materials we have and just make those decisions yourself. So let's get started of what we do and what Everaus is. We started 10 years ago, and how the company got started. We have our current CEO, Janika Roots. He had an idea that, hey, there's a land outside of Tallinn, and let's develop some homes on it, 50 plus homes. And he went to talk to a couple of his friends that are right now the board members as well, Märtin and Veiko Roos. They knew each other from childhood, and then Janika shared the idea just to involve Andres and Veiko and maybe a couple more friends that would have capital to put in the project. And since Andres and Veiko knew Janika early on, they trusted Janika and knew that if whatever Janika does, he does it very well and puts a lot of effort in. And so that's how Andres and Veiko invited myself and Jaak Roos to invest into this project. And then that's how we got it started. First was the plan, let's just do this one subdivision. Let's just develop that. But then the project was successful. We had all these houses got ready, sold, and then Janika came with another project that, hey, let's develop this one and that one. So we had more things on a table, and then that's how it really got started. I guess over 10 years we have built many homes, but we have diverse portfolio in the sense that we have right now 70% are residential and then we have 30% commercial properties. And of these commercial properties, these are the ones that we keep to Everaus for the cash flow project. So they office spaces, warehouses, stock offices, we rent these out for the cash flow. But all the residential, we just develop it. We buy the land, start from the zero to the detailed planning, to all the streets and like everything from the scratch pretty much, and then build the homes, and then we sell ready-made homes. And this is just to like sales project. So there was different ones, and in the longer run, we want to have 50-50. So 50% of residential, 50% of commercial, and all these commercials we keep in Everaus. And then right now we have developed residential 20,000 square meters completed and commercial 6,000 completed. But we have under development 30,000 residential and 9,000 commercial. And then also under planning. So it means that we have the land, but we still work with local governments to get the detailed planning done, 32,000 on residential and 67,000 square meters for commercial real estate. So the volumes are big, and we are doing big things right outside of Tallinn, Estonia. A couple of our things, the developments we have had, we started with the Uuesalu Kodu, which is on the left upper corner there, and then went for different ones. And the commercial ones, Redgate Ärimaja and Everaus Minilaud. These we keep. Everaus Ärimaja, our own office is in there. Again, this is something we keep. And currently under development, we have Everaus Minilaud, which is like the little warehouse building for private small little warehouses, which is like 2.5 to 7 square meters mainly. That's also under construction right now. But we have again all the commercial and Lennuradari Lauhonet. So these are also big warehouses we keep to ourselves. But yeah, different developments, a lot of different ones. So it started with one thing, but right now we're one of the largest developments in Estonia in real estate field. And the portfolio in timeline. So we started back in 2015. Uuesalu took time. That was the first one. But now we have had lots of other projects we have developed over the times, and then also the future projects right here that are big ones coming up that we already have the land for. And about the company, the CEO, Janar, so he's the one that is leading it. When we first started, then it was pretty much him doing everything. Everything that was like, even like, you know, dealing with construction people and all the other, you know, aspects of it, developing the land and making sure we have roads and just about every detail. Right now, we don't have our own building construction team anymore, which we are developing bigger projects, and we are taking the construction from different large Estonian companies, so that everything would be on time and in schedule and in budget, and so it's very much something you can plan on. And Janar is not alone anymore running it. There's leaders of their own field that have joined Everaus. We have development manager, we have accounting, CFO, we have marketing and sales. So they're really good on their specific fields, and they're running departments in Everaus on those fields. And also the members of the supervisory board, the board members as myself, and then Andres, Veiko, and Rico. So how we work in Everaus is that Janar has always good plans. Like, all right, let's develop this one. You know, like he would take more projects in because he wants obviously Everaus to grow fast. And I think our supervisory board is more conservative in some of the projects, so we balance each other well, so that we have the meetings. Whenever we take on new projects, that it's well planned, and our job is to lessen the risks, and Janar is like, all right, let's just build everything kind of so that, and we have the balance, and that's why I think Everaus has worked really well over the time of building and yes, then the legal structure of Everaus. Then Janar is the largest shareholder, but then we have our board members here, and then we have smaller investors that are all under 10% there. A couple of years ago, we offered our friends an opportunity to buy some shares, so that's 15% of the company, are 56 minority investors there. And then the bonds that we issue right now, so we collect money into Everaus Kinnisvara, which is the main company that owns all these other developments, because every project is in a different company, but Everaus is the main company that runs it all. And then our homes that we build, they're good quality, they're very energy efficient, but they're a little different on the market, as we don't do like white square things. They always have a character and a good design, and that's probably one of those reasons we can also ask premium pricing for these. And to prove our concept has worked well, we have won a lot of different awards. So almost every project that we have, every development we have, residential, wins a different beautiful home award. So we are very proud of that. So the residential homes that we build are, they're seen very well on the market, and a little bit different than just regular white boxes that are usually on the market. So that's a little bit of background. Let's get more into the numbers and more into details, and we have our CFO, Janika, going through the numbers. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. My name is Janika, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer at Everaus Kinnisvara Group. And now the numbers. Here you can see our key consolidated financial indicators from 2021 to 2024. In 2024, our sales revenue reached approximately 15 million euros. Last year, we successfully completed several major residential projects, such as Luigekodud, Phase 1, and Kindluse Pealse villas. Net profit reached approximately 3 million euros, showing stable profitability. Part of our sales revenue comes from stable cash flows generated by commercial properties. The group's goal is to add at least one new commercial property each year. Currently, the ratio between residential and commercial properties is 70-30, but our goal is to increase the commercial property share. Our real estate portfolio has significantly grown over the years, reaching nearly 43 million euros in 2024. The portfolio includes both residential and commercial property at different stages of development. And as you see, our loan liabilities also increased approximately 29 million euros. However, the loan-to-value ratio remains conservative at 67%. This indicates solid financial strong foundation to continue sustainable growth. And as you can see, our assets and loan liabilities are growing together, which shows that the increase in loans is directly supporting the expansion of our portfolio. And in the real estate sector, an LTV ratio up to 75% is considered completely acceptable. About our future, our forecast shows that revenue will significantly increase in 2026 and 2027. This growth is driven by the completion of residential real estate projects as we finalize sales agreements and transfer properties to buyers. Until then, the reservation and preliminary contracts are recorded in our balance sheet as liabilities. This explains why the forecasted revenue in 2025 is lower compared to the actual results from 2024. For 2025, we expect growth mainly in rental income. In September 2024, we completed the stock office building, and at the beginning of 2025, we acquired the Lennuradari warehouse complex, already leased out. The increase in commercial real estate shows our strategic focus on stable and ongoing cash flow. Lastly, it's important to mention that our forecast is based on current macroeconomic environment conditions and market assumptions. About the bond offering, Everaus Kinnisvara is launching publicly traded unsecured bonds with a maturity of 3 years. The bonds have a fixed annual interest rate of 11% with interest payments made quarterly. We are raising 3 million euros with the option to increase this amount up to 5 million euros. The total planned volume is 8 million euros, which means another funding round may take place within the year. The subscription period for these bonds is open until May. However, we strongly recommend completing possible subscription by May 26 to ensure timely processing. But please note, I am not inviting you to invest before making any investment decisions. It is important to carefully read all related bond offering documents and materials provided. Information documents are available on our website and also on Nasdaq Tallinn website. And how to divide this money which we plan to collect. Our current bond issuance supports 4 active development projects, 2 residential and 2 commercial. Each project is in different ways and the funding needs are directly tied to the specific stage of development. We are raising funds as follows: 1 million euros for infrastructure construction at Kindluse Kodu, 1 million euros for building construction of the second phase of Luidekodud, then 500,000 euros for the constructions of mini warehouses in Haabersti, and 500,000 euros for the expansion of Lennuradari warehouse. And this slide presents the Kindluse Kodu residential development. The full project includes a total of 169 units. In phase 1, we are developing 36 units, a mix of row houses and semi-detached houses. Out of these, 11 units are already pre-sold. In addition, the project includes 31 residential plots, of which 21 have already been sold. We are currently in the infrastructure construction phase, which started in late 2024 and continues into 2025. This includes roads, utilities, and other core infrastructure needed to support the whole area. And as I see, we are raising 1 million euros from the bond issue to finance this infrastructure works. Building construction for phase 1 will begin in 25-26, with handovers expected in 26-27, and then we start the next phases. And here you can see the project capital structure of Kindluse Kodu. The total project cost is 42 million. of which approximately 8 million is allocated for infrastructure construction. The project is being developed in phases. Infrastructure works across the entire area are currently ongoing. Construction of phase 1 buildings is planned to begin in autumn 25. A construction contract has already been signed. And also bank financing terms have been secured with the pre-sale conditions fulfilled. And as you see, we have already invested 10 million into the project, funded through equity and crowdfunding. The entire project will continue to be developed by step by step, phase by phase. Our next project is Luige kodud, residential development. The full project includes a total of 88 units. Phase 1 consists of 28 row houses, of which 24 have already been sold. This phase is completed. We are currently starting phase 2, which includes 60 new units, a combination of row houses and apartment buildings. 6 of these units are already pre-sold. And as I said previously, we are raising 1 million euros from the bond issue to support the constructions of phase 2. And this construction is planned for 25-26, with completion expected in 26. And here is the project capital structure. The total project cost is 21 million. The development is divided into 2 phases. Infrastructure works across the entire area have been completed during phase 1. Also, phase 1 buildings are finished. Construction of phase 2 buildings has started. And there are also construction contracts signed. Next, our not residential, commercial property. This is our Aabersti mini warehouse development. This project includes 342 storage units and is currently in the construction phase, planned for 25. Handover is expected next year, and then followed by refinancing with the long-term bank loan in 27. And we are planning to raise 500,000 euros from the bond issue to support the construction of this project. And for comparison, our earlier mini warehouse development in Peetri consists of 335 units and has already reached 90% occupancy. Based on that success, we see strong demand and good cash flow potentials also for the Aabersti location. And this project is part of our long-term strategy to grow stable rental income through compact and automated warehouse solutions. And here is the project capital structure. Total investment is 2.9 million euros. And this construction is already in progress. The building is expected to complete it at the end of this year. And starting 2026, customers will be able to rent fully automated mini warehouse units. And at 80% occupancy, the projected annual rental income is approximately 3,000 euros. And here is our Lennuradari business complex. The total project includes 98 warehouse units. Phase 1 with 42 completed units is already 90% occupied. At the end of 24 last year, we acquired the Lennuradari warehouse complex, including 3 buildings that were already leased out. Now we are preparing for phase 2 building building constructions, which will take place in 25-26. The new buildings are expected to be completed and handed over 26-27. And we are raising €500,000 from the current fund issue to help to construct this phase 2. After completion and successful lease-up, we plan to refinance the project with a long-term bank loan during 27-28. And there is also this project capital structure. The total project cost is €4.4 million, covering the construction of four warehouse buildings with a total area of 4,000 square meters. This year, the construction of the first two warehouses will begin, and next year, next two buildings. Also, negotiation with construction partners are already underway. And after completed construction, we expect the fully lease the warehouse within 6 to 12 months. And if the occupancy is almost 90%, for the first two buildings, the projected annual rental income is approximately €110,000 per year. And how will the bond funds be repaid? The repayment of bond proceeds depends on the nature of the project. In the residential segment, cash flow is primarily generated through unit sales, supported by ongoing land plot sales throughout the development process. In the commercial segment, repayment is planned via refinancing once the buildings reach at minimum occupancy rate of 60% or more. Refinancing is conditional on the project achieving stable rental income, which is considered realistic given the growing demand for smaller commercial spaces. And quarterly interest payments are secured by steady cash flow from commercial real estate, which I already said. And this is all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Janika. I will now take over and introduce some additional things about the bond offering. We'll be coming here any minutes. Okay, hopefully you see it now. Let's start with the very beginning. What it actually means that Everaus Kinnisvara is making a bond offering. In its essence, when we are talking about bond, what does it mean? It means that the company is borrowing funds from investors, meaning that essentially it is a loan agreement, but it takes a form of financial instrument, a security. So there is no need to have separate agreements with all of the investors. Instead of that, there is bond documentation, which consists in the current case of 3 documents that I strongly invite you to take a look into. One of them is information document presenting the company, the plans, the history, everything. Then there are terms and conditions of the bond issuances, and then there are final terms and conditions. Why there is kind of 2 sets of terms is because we're talking about an 8 million bond program that the company would be tapping into in steps. So the first step is to issue 3 million with possibility to extend, and then at some point of time there would be a second step to issue additional funds, additional securities to finance further growth. So, but as an investor, you have to think about it in a way that you are giving loan to that company, and you have to evaluate this investment opportunity from that perspective. About the terms of the issue. So the issuer is Everaus Kinnisvara, the group company controlling very different developments and cash flow projects in Estonia, and also one project in Latvia, development project. What we're talking about is it is a public offering in Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, meaning that any retail investor, any institutional investor can subscribe for those bonds through internet bank. It can be linked to the investment account, so you're free to subscribe as a private individual or as a legal entity. Everything is available in that sense. Nominal of a bond is 1,000, meaning that you can subscribe for one by paying 1,000, for two bonds by paying 2,000, but you cannot subscribe, for example, for 1.5 of bonds. Interest rate is 11%, quarterly payments, and there are some clauses, basically kind of contract terms that you would be able to read more in detail in the terms and conditions of the bond issuance, but I have some of them highlighted here. The company can call the bonds earlier in the third year. So basically, if you invest currently, then for you it's easy calculation. You invest at nominal for 2 years, you would be receiving this 11%. And if there would be a call after 2 years or after 3 years, then your return on this investment would be 11%. If there would be a possibility of call, if the company would be using the possibility to call earlier, then there would be no premium paid, but in a way it would just kind of shorten the investment period for you. There are covenants that the company would comply to, and that the company would be reporting. With respect to reporting, the company, as the bonds would be listed on the First North market, meaning that the company would be subject to First North reglement. There would be annual report available. There would be half-year figures, and that would be full-year figures. So those are the data that you would be received. You receive through stock exchange, and the company might be able to provide additional information, what you would also be able to receive through NASDAQ on a rolling basis. And there are certain covenants with respect to the financial statements of the company. One of them is equity ratio. So the equity ratio of the company cannot go below 20%. Loan to collateral value. So the overall indebtedness of the company cannot exceed 75% of the whole balance sheet value of assets. There is a limit on dividend payments, so the company owners cannot extract dividends in excess of 30% of the net profit for the year, and there are reporting obligations which follow the stock exchange requirements. How to subscribe? Basically, first of all, you have to have a securities account with your bank that would allow the subscription process. Having the securities account ensures that the bonds would be transmitted to your securities account. You would be holding it on your own. Then you go to your internet bank, you place a subscription order, and then you wait for allocation results. Allocation results would be announced on 28th, if now I'm not mistaken. Let me check it here. We had it, yes, on 28th. So, if there would be oversubscription, for example, that it might happen so that some of the funds would be released, or in case there would be some allocation principles to be followed, and then some groups would receive preference. So this is kind of a point when you would know how much of your order would be allocated to you. And then starting from 5th of June, the bonds would be traded at NASDAQ Tallinn First North list. This is more or less it from my side, what I wanted to share, but we would be happy to welcome questions. Feel free to use the Q&A tab on your Teams screen and then post any questions you might have. Me, Janika, and Ranol would be happy to assist you. And definitely, before making any investment decision, do take a look at the documentation, which is available on the issuer's website and as well as NASDAQ. Let's see if we would get some questions.
It was so clear that no questions.
Or it takes time to type.
But if there is nothing popping up currently as a question, then feel free to email questions at any point of time. Janika is browsing through all the questions that do arrive and answers them personally. So we will definitely take best care of any questions you guys might have. Oh, we have something. Janika, do you see the question? Can you take it?
Yes, I see these questions. Yes, we use this estate guru platform, but also our investor list. And the interest rate is about 10 to 13%.
Investor list that Janika was referring to means that the company has historically had basically a club of investors who have been co-investing in some of the projects on a project level. So this is kind of also pulling the crowd, but not through a platform, but through direct offering and direct placement. Janika, Ranol, who wants to take a view on Estonian real estate market?
I can take that. So Estonian real estate market is growing very rapidly over last, I would say, 15 years. COVID times was even more faster growth in terms of deals happening on the market, both residential and commercial. And then now I would say last 2 years, so it was mainly 2023-24 was not too many deals on the market for the geopolitical risks that we all in politics we have, and also interest rates being higher. And then now 2025, Janika, you can correct me if I'm correct, but I think we have double, like we're basically up like 100% in deals in residential. Everaus is up compared to 2024. And I think that also shows the broader market in Estonia. The deals are up. Market is more, waking up again. So, but I can't say today, like, are we back on like 2021 levels or like, I don't have that, but it's more active than it has been over the last 2-3 years.
Then there is a question about the interest level and whether it is a good compensation for such level of risk. I can start, and Janika, then feel free to add something. I would like to emphasize that what we are structuring here is a very transparent structure that, yes, indeed, we are saying that it is not secured, but at the same time, basically, Everaus Kinnisvara is putting everything what they have on the table. So you would be investing on a holding level, which pools everything what Everaus Kinnisvara has, meaning all of the commercial real estate projects, all of the development projects. And in case there is something happening on the project level where we could have offered, mortgage-back bond on a project level, but in case there is something happening with particular project, then this is not affect the overall performance of the group, because something goes very well, something goes not that well, and it would even out on a group level. So basically what we are offering through that is in a way diversification across different real estate classes and diversification across projects.
So I would also add to it. So if anything goes bad in terms of like Everaus and the whole real estate market, I mean, we just don't make it on the market, then all the investors, like all the bond holders, get money before the owner's capital. So the owner's capital, Janika, what's the exact owner's capital right now?
About 15%.
No, it's in the what's the total euros amount of owner's capital that we have, oma capital in Everaus?
It's about 12 million.
So it's about 12 million. So like all your bonds, like whatever goes bad, then the 12 million is the last money that is going to be paid out from the company. So should be better secured compared to if it would be like Valeria said, if it would be just a specific company that is under Everaus. So it's you get the basically money into the main company, which holds all those other businesses. So yes, not secured on paper, but at the same time, it's before owner's capital of 12 mil. So
there is a follow-up question about the advantage of Everaus Kinnisvara bond offering, as there are several bond offerings ongoing at the moment from Baltic real estate developers. Again, I would start and I would again point at the fact that most of these offerings are either on a concrete project basis, meaning that you would be financing a particular development, be it a commercial real estate or residential real estate, but a particular project, taking one project risk. Or it is kind of on part of the business. In this case, it is the whole business what is there.
And also our advances is that we have residential and commercial real estate, and we have cash flows from commercial, not only sales from residential.
Let's give it one more minute. Maybe some additional questions would come in. If not, then I guess we can wrap up now. And if there would be any follow-up questions or additional questions or totally new questions that participants would have, then we would be happy to take them offline and answer. Thank you for listening to this webinar. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.